Write down the next number in the sequence. The numbers are 1, 4, 7, 10. So the numbers are getting larger every time. So you need to add a number to this number to get to the next number. 1 plus 3 gives you a 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. So the next number has to be 10 plus 3, that is 13. Write down the next number in the sequence. The numbers are 2, 4, 8, 16. Here you see the numbers are getting doubled. So 2 times 2 gives you a 4. 4 twos is 8. 8 twos is 16. So the next number has to be 16 times 2. That is 32. Write down the next number in the sequence. The numbers are 20, 14, 8, 2. Here the numbers are getting smaller every time. So it's a decreasing sequence. So you need to take away some number from 20 to go to the next number. So 20 minus 6 gives you a 14. 14 take away 6 gives you 8. 8 take away 6 gives you a 2. 2 take away 6 should be a negative 4. Work out 3 times negative 6. So 3 6 is 18. There is negative, so it's a minus 18. Here is a card from a game. All these numbers are displayed. Write down the number from the card that is a multiple of 5. So multiples of 5 are 5 ones is 5, 5 twos is 10, 5 threes is 15. So here we have 15 is the multiple of 5. Write down the number from the card that is a factor of 40. So factors are the numbers which multiplies to give 40. So from these numbers, we have like 8. 8 times 5 is 40. So the factor of 40 is 8. Write down the number from the card that's a prime number. A prime number has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. So from these numbers, we see number 13 is a prime number. Write down the number from the card that's a square number. A square number is the answer when you multiply a number to itself. Like 2 times 2 gives you a 4. So 4 is a square number. In this list, we see 36 is a square number because you get it by doing 6 times 6. So the answer for this is 36. The pictogram shows information about the endings of street names in a town. The key is missing. So in the town, there are 48 street names ending in close. How many street names end in avenue? So this information is given, but we don't have the key here. So let's figure out the key first. It says that there are 48 street names ending in close. Here we see for close, there are 2 circles which are being divided like this into 4 parts each of them. And they both is equal. The total of them is 48. So each of them has to be like 24. So 24, one circle should represent 24. So if it's divided in 4 parts, so quarter of 24 has to be 6. So each of these quarter circles represents 6 of them. So here I would say, I can say like one circle. So like this is 24. That's the key I can represent it as. So now it wants you to find how many street names end in avenue. Here we see avenue has got one full circle and a quarter circle. So one of them is 24 and this is 6. So 24 plus 6 is 30. Ola and Pip make orange paint by mixing red paint and yellow paint. The graph shows how much of each color paint to use. So we have the yellow paint in liters and red paint in liters given on the x-axis. Ola uses 5 liters of yellow paint. Write down how much red paint Ola uses. So if she uses 5 liters of yellow paint, so here we have for 5 is between 4 and 6. So for this 5 liters, how much red paint is required? So its corresponding X value is 4. So there will be 4 liters of, there will be 4 liters of red paint. Pip uses 10 liters of yellow paint. How much of orange paint does Pip make? So 10 liters of yellow paint is, so 10 of yellow. So I will find its corresponding value. It has to be 8 from the graph. So, okay. So for 10 liters of yellow, he needs 8 liters of red. Now it wants you to find how much orange paint does Pip make. So the total will be 10 plus 8, which is 18 liters of oranges made. A number is divided by 8. The answer is 43, remainder 5. Work out the number. So when a number is divided by 8 and the answer is 43, so the number should be 43 times 8, which is 8 3 is 24, 8 4 is 32 plus 2 is 34. And then 5 is added because the remainder is 5. So you need to add 5 to it to get the answer 349. Quinn buys 200 toys for £4 each. He sells the toys for £5 each. What is the least number of toys he must sell to make a profit? Okay, so he's buying 200 toys for £4 each. So what's the cost of 200 toys? 4 times 200 is 800 is the cost of like 200 toys. So £800, right? And then he sells toys for £5 each. So if he's selling for £5, how many toys is he selling for 800? So 5 once is 5, 5 36. So 160 toys is being sold in £800. Now to make a profit, or to be precise, to find the least number of toys he must sell to make profit, he has to add one more toy. So that has to be 161 toys. If he sells, then he can make the least profit. That is 804. So 805. So it has to be, so we have to find the least number of toys. That is just one more than 160. That's 161. Vinyl records cost £25 each. The offer says buy one and get another for half price. Arif wants to buy 2 records. He saves £8 every Saturday. Assume the offer is permanent. How many Saturdays does he need to save for? You must show your working. So so every Saturday he saves £8. So how many such weeks are required to buy the two records? So now it says that one of them costs 25 and the other one is half of this price. So the total cost he needs to buy the two records will be 25 plus half of 25 is, so 25 half is 12.5. So he needs to have this much amount with him. So 25 plus 12.5 is 37.5. Now how many Saturdays is required to make this much amount? Because one Saturday he saves £8. So how many Saturdays is required to save 37.5? So here we can say like one Saturday, 2 Saturdays he will make like £16, 3 Saturdays 24, 4 Saturdays 32, and 5 Saturdays will be little more than 30. So 32 is not required. He has to make more than 32. So he needs to have like 5 Saturdays to make the amount needed. In fact, the offer is only for 1 week and there are no new offers. What does this mean about the number of Saturdays he needs to save for? It is less than the answer. It is the same. Is it greater, or is it not? It's not possible to say. Well, it doesn't say anything about the cost, any change in the cost. So, well, he will need the same amount still, even though the offer uh, is valid only for a week, so it will remain same. I would say it is the same as the answer. Here is a list of ingredients for lentil soup. Lentil soup for 4 people. Lentils is 170 grams, water and the onion amounts are given here. How many grams of lentils are needed to make this soup for 10 people? So this recipe calls for 4 people. You need to figure out how much is it required for 10 people. How much of lentils, to be precise, is required for 10 people. Well, to go from 4 to 10, what we can do is we can find half of the amount which is given here. That will be for 2 people. So if I figure out for 2 people how much lentil is needed, so I need to divide 170 by 2. So that's 2 8 is 16. So 85 grams. So 85 grams is required for 2 people. And then I have to find out for 10 people. So for 10 people, I go from 2 to 10. I need to do times 5. So I do the same thing for the lentil amount as well. So 85 times 5 gives me 5 5s is 25, 5 8s is 40, plus 2 is 425 grams. 425 grams of lentil is required to make the recipe for 10 people. Number discs are in 2 boxes. So we have these boxes and the numbers on the discs are given here. Work out the ratio for the total value of the numbers in box A to the total value of numbers in box B. Give your answer in its simplest form. So what is the value of the numbers? So to find the value, you need to add up all the numbers. So we have like 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 9 is a 20. We have the value of all these discs in box A is 20, and for box B we have 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 9 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We have got 25. So the value for the discs in box B is 25. So the ratio will be 20 to 25. In its simplest form, you can divide them by 5. So this will be 5 goes in 24 times, 5 goes in 25 5 times. So then the answer in its simplest form is 4 to 5. One disc is picked at random from box A. Write down the probability that the number on the disc is greater than 6. So in box A, how many of them have got like the value more than 6? So more than 6, yeah, right. So we see only one of the discs, that is a 9, numbered 9, is having a value more than 6. So it's 1 out of a total. Total, how many discs are there? We've got 5 of them. So the probability will be 1 over 5. Work out the value of 2 times a square plus 3a, where a is 4. So you need to evaluate this expression by substituting a is 4. So replace a by 4 in this expression. So we write it like 2 times a square. A square will be now 4 square, plus 3 times a, that is 3 times 4. So we use the BODMAS here to evaluate the expression. So first I'll do the index part. 4 square is 4 times 4, that is 16, plus 3 times 4 is 12. And then 2 times 16 plus 12 is 28. And the double of 28 is 2 8 16, 56. So I need to draw a circle of radius 4 centimeters or the diameter 8 centimeters. So I'll take a compass and make sure it's set at 4 centimeters radius. Well, it's already 4. Just make it a little more precise. So this looks good. Now I will draw a circle around this center. So here we have the circle, So we will, let's just measure this so that's accurately. So here we see the radius is 4 and the diameter is 8. So here I can draw this line to show this is the diameter. So here we have drawn the circle. Question: one day a company runs 240 trains. 1/8 of them are late. The company is charged £350 for each late train. How much is the company charged that day? So there were total 240 trains, of which 1/8 were late. So what's 1/8 of 240? 240 divided by 8 is 8 goes in 24 three times. So there were 30 trains that got late that day. And each train is charged a £350 for being late. So how much will be charged on 30 trains? So you need to do 350 times 30 to get the total amount being charged on all the 30 trains. So this is, I will write 3 5s is 15, 3 3s is 9, plus 1 is 10. So that's the £10,500 is the charge on all the trains. Hot drinks are sold at a station in the ratio tea to coffee to hot chocolate is 3 to 5 to 2. 2,600 hot drinks are sold. So a total of 2,600 were being sold that day. So the ratio is 3 to 5 to 2. So we have it wants you to find the coffee. So we're just concerned about the coffee. So to figure out how many coffees were sold that day, we need to find uh, what's the percentage, what's the value here. So 2,600 divided by 3 plus 5 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So that's the total amount has to be divided in 10 parts so that I can figure out the part for the coffees. So that's a 260. So each of them the tea will be 3 times 260, coffee has to be 5 times 260. So that's a 5 6 is 30, 5 2 is 10 plus 3 is 1,300. So 1,300 coffees were being sold on that particular day. MN is a straight line. Work out the value of x. So we know the angle on a straight line adds up to 180 degrees. And if that's 74, and we need to figure out the value of x here. So first we need to take away 74 from 180 to find the remaining part of the angle, that's 2x. So this is a 10, that's a 7. So 10 take away 4 is 6, 0, 106. So this part is 106, right? So only this part is 106, but that's twice. So 2x is 106, then x has to be half of it, which is 53. By rounding each number to one significant figure, estimate the value of this expression. So each number has to be rounded to a significant figure. 1.98 to one significant figure will be, so 1 plus 9, so that's a 2, because the number next to 1 is 9. So the previous number is increased by a number, by a value. So that's a 2 times 3.82 to one significant figure will be a 4, plus 6.75 squared to one significant figure will be 7 square. Now using BODMAS, here we evaluate this expression. 7 square is 49, and that's a 2 4s is 8. So you add 8 to 49, 16 plus 1, 17. So the answer is 57. Is your answer to part A an overestimate or an underestimate? Tick a box. Give a reason for your answer. So for each of these numbers, we have rounded up So 1.98 was rounded up to 2. 3.82 was rounded to up to 4, and similarly 6.75. So every number was rounded up, so it's a overestimate because every number was rounded up. A sphere has diameter 20 centimeter. Show that the radius of the sphere is 10 centimeter. So now I'm assuming I'm drawing it like a circle. So if this is a circle, the radius is 20 centimeters. If this is the center, so the radius is always half of diameter. So if the diameter is 20, the radius will be half of 20, that is 10 centimeters. The volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius. Work out the volume of a sphere with radius 20. With diameter 20. If the diameter is 20, then radius will be 10 because it's half of it. So the radius is 10. We substitute the radius in this formula to get the volume. So volume will be 4/3 pi times r cube. R is 10, so 10 cube. It wants the answer in terms of pi, so let's keep the way keep the pi the way it is, and this will be 4/3 10 cube. So 10 times 10 times 10 is a 1000. So 4/3 1000 pi, or this is like 4000 over 3. So let me write it so this can be written as 4000 over 3. 4000 over 3 pi. Well, I can simplify this to get an equivalent decimal. So this fraction I can write it as a decimal also. So 4000 divided by 3. 3 goes in 4 ones. So we have a remainder 1. So we bring this 0 down. So 3 threes is 9. We have a remainder 1, another 0. 3 threes is 9. We have a 1, and we bring this remainder 0 to get another 3 threes is 9. Now we don't have any more zeros, so we take a decimal. Now we see the number keeps on repeating here, so it will be 1333.3 repeating pi is the volume of the sphere. D is 800 over W, where D represents the number of days to complete a job and W represents the number of workers needed. Assume the job needs completing in 20 days. How many workers are needed? So now using the values given here for the number of days is 20. So replacing D by 20 is 800 over W. How many workers are needed? To find the value of W here, we have to make it as a subject of a formula. So this goes off. We have 20, W is 800. W will be 800 divided by 20 by dividing 20 on both sides. This is half of 80 is 40. We need 40 workers to complete the job in 20 days. In fact, the job needs completing in fewer than 20 days. So lesser than 20 days are required to complete the job. Now, what does this mean about the number of workers? Now, if the job has to be finished lesser than 20 days, then how many workers do we need? Will they be same as 40, more than 40, or less than 40? To complete it, now this is a very straightforward logic here. If we need to complete a job in lesser than 20, so for 20 days we need 40 people. To complete it in less than 20 days, we need to have more workers. So if more people working on the same job, they can complete it quickly. So we have to have more than. So the answer here is it is greater than the answer to part A. We need more workers. A chord is drawn on a circle. Which statement is correct? So what's a chord, by the way? So we have the circle. The chord could be any line joining the 2 points on the circumference. This is a chord. Well, this could also be a chord. It could be smaller than this. This could be a chord where it's joining the nearest 2 points on the circumference of a circle. It can be this. Well, so we know a radius is, this is the radius. The line joining the center to the to any point on the circumference is the radius. So now it says the chord must be longer than radius, the chord must be equal in length to the radius, or the chord must be shorter than the radius, or it could be longer, equal in length, or shorter than the radius. Now we know any of these is a chord. So this one is like, it's very small, it's smaller than radius. It could be in equal length of the radius. It could be longer than the radius also. So all these cases holds true for the chord. So in relation to its length with the radius. So I will say it's all of these. The next question says the metal solid has volume 11 centimeter cube. The density of the metal is 8.5 grams per centimeter cube. Work out the mass of the solid. So we have this relation here. Density is mass over volume. We have been given the density and volume. We need to figure out the mass. So density is 8.5. So 8.5 is mass. We don't know. We have to figure out, and the volume is 11. So to figure out mass, we need to times by 11 on both sides. So mass is, so this cancels out. We have 8.5 times 11 gives you mass. 1 5s, 1 8s, 1 5s, 8s, so 5, 13. So that's a 93.5 grams is the mass of the solid. The next question. The table shows information about the marks of students in a test. So there is a school A whose mean mark for the particular subject is being shown here. 61 is the mean mark for school A, and the range of marks is 14. And for school B, the mean mark, that is the average of all the like the marks scored by students divided by total number of students, is for like 56 here, and the range here is 21. Now tick one box for each statement. On average, school A had higher marks. So we see the school A's mean mark was 61 and the school B's mean mark was 56. So, well, this is more. The mean mark for school A is more than school B. So I will say that's the average, right? So this statement looks like it's true. School A had higher marks. So I will go with this. There are more students in school B. Well, this information is insufficient for me to say how many students are there in any of these schools, because the mean mark or the range of marks will not tell me anything about the total number of students in a particular school. So it may be true, it may not be true. So, well, I will say maybe true. I don't know. I cannot say anything for sure here. What about this one? School B has a greater spread of marks. So the spread is defined by the range of marks. So if the range is larger, range is actually the difference of the highest mark minus the lowest mark. So if I find this difference, that's the range. So if the range is more, it means the values are being spread out. They are being more. There's a greater spread of the values. If it's less, the range is lesser value, then that's not a greater spread. So the range for school B is a larger value. So I will go with this statement seems to be true. Work out 0.6 divided by 100. Give your answer in standard form. So 0.6, when you divide by 100, you need to shift the decimal 2 places to the left. So this will be 0.006. So now how will you write this in terms of standard form? So for this, to convert this number into standard form, decimal has to come after 6 here. So it has to move 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So the answer will be 6 times 10 power negative 3, because we are moving 3 places to the right. All right. Work out 40 times 30 times 10 raised to 5. Give your answer in standard form. So 40 times 30 is 4 threes is 12. So that's a 1200 times 10 per 5. So 10 per 5 is 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this number has to be expressed in standard form. So the decimal here has to be moved to this position. So how many places does it have to go? 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be now 1.2 times 10 per 8, because it has moved 8 places to the left. Here is a cuboid with these dimensions. So this looks like the length is 5, the width is 3 centimeters, and the height is 2 centimeters. Complete the drawing of the net on the centimeter grid. So the net is when you open this box and draw it like the 2 dimensions of each of these faces. So like considering each face like a rectangle, so we see this one face, the top face here, has the dimensions of 5 by 3. So this is 5 by 3, and this part is 3 by 2. So this is 2, and this face is 5 by 2. So if you open up this cuboid and try to make a net of this, so this is how it looks like. So already a part of it is being drawn. We need to complete the net. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 2. So which face is given here? So this face is drawn here. So this part goes in like this here. And then this is 5 by 3. So this is 3. And this is 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 is this face. So this goes in here. So one of each of these is being drawn here. We need to draw the remaining part. So one more of the same type is to be drawn. Like the top face is drawn. So the bottom face will also be 5 by 3. And this part, the other side will be 3 by 2. And this other side will be 5 by 2. So if I complete drawing here using another color. All right, so there will be one more 2 by 3. So here we have for this face 2 by 3, and then we have one more 5 by 3. Here we go. And the other one for this 5 by 2 will be here. So 5 by 2 will be 2 centimeters and 5 here. So here we go. We've completed drawing the net for this solid. All right. The next question says 330 students from year 10 and year 11 take part in a competition. The number of students in year 10 and to the number of students in year 11 is 1 to 2. So the ratio is given. 125 students win a medal. 73 of the students who win a medal are in year 11. Now complete the frequency tree. With this information, how can we complete the tree here? So we have the ratio for year 10 to year 11 is 1 to 2. And the total students are 330. So 330 divided by 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 goes in 330 110 times. So one part of it is for year 10 will be 110, and two parts for year 11 will be 2 times 110, which is 220. So they both will add up to 330. And they say that 125 students win a medal. So students winning a medal from both the years. So for this total will be 125. And 73 of the students who win a medal are in year 11. So in other words, they are saying from year 11, 73 students won a medal. So for year 11, the ones who won a medal, there are 73 of them. So how many of them will be in year 10? The total is 125. So you need to take away 73 from 125 to get the number of students who win a medal in year 10. 5 take away 3 is 2. From 12 take away 7, 5. So that's a 52 here. Now what else is given here? Well, we can find the students who did not win the medal in year 10. So there are total 110, out of which 52 won the medal. So how many of them will not win the medal? Will be 110 take away 52. So there will be 10 here, 0, another 10. 10 take away 2 is 8. 10 take away 5 is 58. So 58 goes in here. And from year 11, how many of them did not win the medal? There are total 220. From them, 73 won the medal. So the ones who did not win the medal will be 220 take away 73. So there is the 10 take away 3 is 7. This is 1. So we take 11, take away 7 from 11. So that's a 4. 147 from year 11 did not win the medal. So it just wants you to complete the frequency tree, and we did that. Work out 4 over 15 plus 1/5 divide by 1/2. Give your answer as a fraction. So here we can first start with this part using BODMAS again. So we try to simplify this part of the expression. 1/5 divided by half. So when you're dividing two fractions, we take the first fraction the way it is, we change the sign from division to multiplication and flip the fraction. Half of the reciprocal of half is 2 over 1. So this is 2 times 1 is 2, 5 times 1 is a 5. So 1/5 divided by half is 2/5. So this part is 2/5. And 415 is the first fraction. You need to add it to 2/5. Now here we see the denominators. When you're adding to or subtracting any fractions, we need to consider the denominators. They have to be same. So here we have 15 and a 5. Well, 15 is a multiple of 5. So we can do 5 times 3 gives me 15. So the numerator also should be times 3 here. So this fraction will be 2 3s is 6 over 15. And that's a 415. So now we have the same denominator. We can write it as a common denominator. 4 plus 6 is a 10. 10 over 15 is the answer. It has to be, well, it did not ask us to simplify it. So we can write it as 10 over 15. Or we can simplify it also for our sake. So divide by 5. So this will be 5 goes in 10 2 times. 5 goes in 15 3 times. So that's a 2/3. Y is 1 over x. Which of these values of x gives the greatest value of y? Now to find the greatest value of y, we have all these are x values here. So these are the reciprocal. So it's 9 over 20 is actually 20 over 9 because x is in the denominator here. 2 over 5 is 5 over 2. Negative 80 is 1 over negative 80. 95 is 1 over 95. So we need to actually check out of these numbers which of them is the greatest value, because that's the value for y. So now negative could not be the greatest value. 1 over 95, you're dividing a number into 95 parts. So that's a very, very small number. So that goes off. Now 20 divided by 9 and 5 divided by 2, which of them is a smaller number? Which of them is a larger number? Well, I see the numerator here is 20, the numerator here is 5. The denominators are different. We can't judge which of them is the smaller or the larger one. What we can do is we need to make them into one standard form or convert it into a decimal number. So, well, I can do one thing here. I can take the original number 9 over 20 and 2 over 5. 2 over 5 I can write it as times 4 if I do. So this is 8 over 20. So 9 over 20 and 8 over 20, I can compare them. So there is something divided in, so 9 parts out, 9 out of 20 parts or 8 out of 20 parts. Which of them is smaller actually? So why? Because I have to take its reciprocal, right? So the smaller of these two is actually the larger number in terms of its reciprocal. So the smaller of 9 over 20 and 8 over 20 is 8 over 20. This is a smaller number. So smaller number is 2/5. That will give me a larger number when it's made as its reciprocal. So the answer is 2/5. Circle the value of sine 90 degrees. So sine 90 is 1. Well, for this, I would recommend you to remember, or you have to learn the angles of sine, cos, and tan for 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. I have given one of the videos on my channel. You can check that, or you can use unit circle to find and remember the angles for these trigonometric ratios. The next question, there is a rectangle here with the dimensions. The area of the rectangle is 120 centimeters square. Find work out the value of x. So the area will be length times width, where the length is x plus 2 times the width is x minus 5. This is equal to 120. It's given in the question. You have to solve this equation to get the value of x. First, I'm going to expand the terms here. So by multiplying out every term, so x times x is x square, x times a negative 5 is minus 5x, 2 times x is 2x, 2 5s is a minus 10. 2 times negative 5 is a minus 10. This is 120, and then I can take the like terms here. So minus 5x plus 2x is a minus 3x, and minus 10, and then minus 20, taking away 120 on both sides to have 0 here in the right, for the right hand side. So what do we have here now? So x square minus 3x minus 130 is 0. Now we have a quadratic equation here. To solve this, I will take the factors of 130, or to be precise, the minus 130. So which numbers times, so multiply to give a 130? Well, I think I can take 13 times 10 because there is 3 here. So 13 tenths is 130, and if I take away 13 from 10, I get a negative 3. So I can take these two as the factors. So x square minus 13x plus 10x minus 130 equals 0. I'm splitting minus 3x as minus 13x plus 10x. So, and then I have written the equation. Then taking the first two terms and trying to factorize this, x square minus 13x, I can take out the x term as common. Now what remains is x minus 13 that goes inside the brackets. And from the last two terms, again I can take out 10 as the common term. The HCF of 10 and 130 is a 10. And then what remains goes inside the bracket. That will be x minus 13. This is equal to 0. Now we can factorize it further. We see these two as the common terms. So x minus 13 comes out. And what remains inside the brackets is x plus 10 equals 0. So now I have factorized it. From this I can find the value of x. So either x can be, so x minus 13 is 0 or x plus 10 is 0. Right? Let me write it properly here. this is 0, or x plus 10 is 0. Now this will be x is 13 or x is a negative 10. Now which of these is true? We have to find the value of x. So only one value is true here. So if x is 13, if I substitute 13 in place of x, let me check out if I'm getting a positive or a negative. So 13 is a positive number. You take out 5, well, this will be a positive number, this will be positive. So 13 is the one valid answer. What about negative 10? If I substitute in negative 10, this will be a negative 15. One of the sides being a negative value is absurd for a rectangle, so this value cannot be accepted. The only answer is positive 13. The answer is 13 centimeters.